From Divine Sister the Light Devyani sing Isis channelings. Saturn meets Venus at first gate of authority at North Node, April 24th. Inanna's Venus's Journey of Descent, an Introduction Part 1. Close on the heels of Easter Resurrection Weekend, marking Gaia's and our inner resurrection, Venus as Inanna, the divine feminine principle in the original myth of resurrection, is now ready for her own resurrection via the shamanic journey of descent through the 7 gates into the underworld to meet her sister Ereshkigal, queen of the underworld. The monthly conjunction of Venus and the waning moon and the morning pre-dawn sky represent the gates. Inanna's descent into the underworld to meet her shadow self, Ereshkigal, is a myth of surrender of the known into the uncharted unknown, underworld of death and shadows. It leads us on a journey of self-discovery and reclamation of true inner power and truth. Our core essence that lies behind the attachments and illusions, the titles, masks, veils, walls, and external validations we mistake as our ego identity, the very symbols of which we are asked to surrender at each of the 7 gates of descent, which further correspond to our 7 chakras. It is a journey of courage and transformation as we meet with our shadow aspects of fear, shame, grief, rage, loss, pride, guilt at each of these gates. And it is only by acknowledging these aspects of ourselves can we integrate them into light and come into wholeness. And by some divine orchestration, a very unique X factor has emerged as gatekeeper of the first gate of descent of this brand new journey. As Venus Inanna and the newly birthed Pisces Aries metagoddess after 104 years. Overtone prepares for her shamanic journey of descent at the first gate on the 24th, 25th of April, gate of authority at Crown Chakra. It is none other than Saturn who plays the gatekeeper. In the original myth, at each gate of descent, the gatekeeper calls attacks from Inanna, and Inanna has to surrender, is stripped off a personal item, which is associated with the identity and power of her title of Queen of Heaven and Earth. At the first gate she is stripped off her crown, a symbol of her queenship, sovereignty, power, and authority. As we mirror her journey, as above, so below. Symbolically, for us it represents the surrender of attachments to the outer worldly identity, title, external validations that provide for a false sense of ego, security, authority, and power. It represents the need to relinquish the need to control and dominate others, and the desire of power over. It represents the release of blocks that keep us disconnected from divine source, and thus self-gnosis, self-agency, self-authority, self-sovereignty, and inner power. Saturn as gatekeeper of gate of descent, conjunct Venus and North Node, Part 2. Saturn is the cosmic gatekeeper, holding us accountable for our karmic debts, responsibilities, duties, and hard work. From a broader perspective, Saturn emerging as gatekeeper at North Node in Pisces, as Venus begins this brand new journey of death, resurrection, and empowerment, means that we are being audited and reviewed not only for this lifetime, but for lifetimes past, as Pisces represents the very last sign of the zodiac wheel. At North Node, this is the gateway of review. What lessons around love, relationships, connections, creativity, self-worth, values, finances have been learnt and are now ready to embark on a whole new timeline, trajectory? What connections, intimate or financial, are we tolerating simply for their convenience, familiarity, security, but have in reality outlived their purpose? Let resonance be your guide, and give a graceful burial to that which has reached completion, so that new contracts, partnerships, connections may enter with their new chemistry, magnetism, resonance, and lessons. Are our soul contracts, partnerships, outlets of creativity being stifled by routine, safety, and false illusions, or do they reflect our dynamic and ever-evolving perceptions of self-worth and value and help us expand and ascend? Where are we still not speaking our truth, people-pleasing or diminishing ourselves? Are the foundations of our relationships and connections built on strong pillars of reciprocity and balance, or are we short-selling and self-sabotaging? In a recent client session, I was shown that this would be an ideal time for soul fragment retrieval, particularly with respect to past life soulmate connections that are stuck in loops of trauma bonding, thus inhibiting connection at its highest light frequency. At the collective level, this could throw up some revelations about political, economical models of authority and leadership, spearheaded by hidden agendas. We are in a period of karmic review and reevaluation. It is a time of breakout or breakthrough as we integrate the karmic feedback into conscious course correction at North Node of Destiny. As past timelines are up for review, we may experience inexplicably heaviness, grief, loss, old memories resurfacing, old wounds and incomplete conversations reopen, and incomplete soul contracts come to demand their pound of flesh. These will then be tailored into the new timeline, trajectory, that we are to enter now, with both Saturn and Venus moving into Aries, Alpha, the sign of new initiations, bringing forth the wisdom of the Omega, Pisces. Venus meeting the waning moon at first gate, conjunct Saturn in the pre-dawn sky on the 24th of April, will apparently look like a cosmic smiley face. Cosmic blessings as we begin a brand new spiral of destiny and karma. May your faith be bigger than your fears. May your dreams be bigger than your doubts. Sake na. From IsisChannelings.wordpress.com.